Hey everyone, welcome to the Writing and Nursing Cover Letter as Easy as ABC presentation. My name is Lauren DePaul Barlow and I am a Senior Career Counselor in the Office of Career Design and Development. I am also the primary career counselor for students majoring in nursing. So I'm really excited to hang out with you today to teach you a little bit about how to write a cover letter for a nursing employer. This video series will be about 4 or 5 sections. And we're going to go through kind of like general information about cover letters. We're going to get into the format, and then we're going to break down the cover letter into 3 sections. So first paragraph A, second middle paragraphs B, and then last paragraph C. So kick back, relax, grab a coffee or a tea or whatever, and just enjoy this video presentation. If you want, while we're kind of going through, if you want to kind of like bring up a blank Word document and just kind of type notes to yourself as we go, that's a good way to get the bones of your cover letter started. So here we go. So why write a cover letter? Why are cover letters so important? Well, first of all, if it's required by the job application, it's a requirement, so you have to do it. And then they're also really important because it gives you a chance to make an A+ first impression with an employer. It can help you outshine your competition if it's done really well. And also on the flip side, if it's done poorly, it could also kind of take you out of the running. So you don't want to come across as a sloppy employee. So you do want to take some time to think about your cover letter and really put your best foot forward and your best effort into writing one. This is just some feedback that we've received from employers over the years. They recommend or they say do not use a generic letter or a template. They can snip those out really easily, and it just shows that you didn't take the time to really research them. So make sure that each cover letter is unique to each employer and each job you're applying for. Employers also say, show me you took the time to learn about our organization and demonstrate that in the cover letter. So reading the job description is a good way to learn a little bit more about the job. And then looking at the employer's website is a great way to learn a little bit more about their hospital or their organization, their mission, their vision, maybe some causes that they have. Also, depending on the hospital, you might even be able to learn a little bit more about what it's like to work on the specific floor that you're applying to be on. So just take the time to do your research. Employers also say, help me connect the dots between your qualifications and the opportunity. That's really what the middle paragraphs of your cover letter are for. So we're going to get into that in a little bit. And lastly, they say proofread. A sloppy cover letter sometimes is an indication of a sloppy employee, and we don't want that to be you. Formatting. So this is kind of like a general just description of what the formatting looks like. And in the next slide, I have a picture of what a cover letter would look like. So although you won't actually be like putting this letter into the mail, you'll most likely be emailing or uploading your application. It does take the format of a formal letter that you would send in the mail. So at the top of your cover letter, you want to have a banner, and you want that banner to match your resume. So this is where your contact information is and your name. Next, you're going to list the date that you are submitting your application. Make sure the date is the actual date you're submitting your application and not a different one. Then you're going to address your cover letter. So you're going to put the full name and title of the person that you are sending your cover letter to. And you're going to list the name of the organization or the hospital and their official mailing address. If you don't have the full name and title of the person you're sending it to, you can just skip that part and put the general address and the name of the hospital. Next line is going to be a reference line referencing the job that you're applying for. And then next, you're going to have Dear Mr. or Mrs., whatever the name of the person is. If you don't know what pronouns this person uses, you can feel free to put Dear and then put the person's whole name. So for me, it would be Dear Lauren Barlow. Again, if you don't have the name of a very specific person or recruiter, you could simply write Dear Hiring Manager or Dear Recruiter there. Then you're going to get into the body of your cover letter, which is 3 to 4 paragraphs. After you write your 3 to 4 paragraphs, you're going to have a closure where you'll sign it sincerely and your name. You'll leave a few spaces to put an electronic representation of your signature. Don't use your actual signature. Just use a scripty font. And then you'll type out your full name. So overall, it looks like this. Banner at the top, date, address. You would add a reference number here. This person didn't do that. Address the name of the person you're sending it to. This is a 4-paragraph cover letter, and then you see at the bottom, there's a salutation. All right, next, we are going to get into looking at a job description and using that to help us create the content for our cover letter. So click on the next video for that information. See you soon.